Welcome back, legends. I hope you're all fantastic. We're going to be checking out Nembrini Audio's new 88 MP1 inspired plugin. I'm very excited about this because I love the old MP1. I own several of them, and some of my favorite recordings of all time were recorded with the MP1 as a critical part of the signal chain. Lots of people who follow the channel have been asking me about this particular plugin. Thank you to Igor at Nembrini. I reached out and said, hey, you've got the MP1 plugin, can I try this? And they were kind enough to supply me with a free license. Otherwise, I'm just doing this because I love the MP1. Let's take a very quick overview of what's going on with the plugin. We'll hear it in a very short little jam, and then we'll dig into the details of it. So as you can see on the screen, you've got a graphical little interface here that kind of looks like the original. You have those spongy little buttons on there. All the controls are replicated on here. We've got overdrive 1, 2, master gain, 3-band EQ, presence, and a voicing switch. They've actually emulated the tube distortion clean and the solid state clean in here. Then this isn't on the real unit, but you've got a section for delay, modulation. You can have chorus or tremolo, reverb. You've got filters both before the plugin and afterwards. So if you want to like tame your IR, you use the post filters. If you want to kind of tighten up the front end, you use the pre filters. There's a built-in noise gate, which I've got on at the moment, built-in compression, power amp simulation with presence, resonance, and volume controls on there. And you've got a bunch of built-in cabinet impulses. You can also load up your own cab IRs. So when I think of the MP1, I think of Extreme. Let's hear it really quickly, and then we'll dig in. Set this up the way I normally set up my MP1 on here. We'll set the overdrive 1 to about 4. We'll go to about 6 on overdrive 2. I'm going to set the master gain where it is. It's totally fine. I'll bump the bass a little bit, pull out some mid-range to about -6. Now the trick with the real MP1 is utilizing the presence control. So I'm going to bring presence up to 4 over here. I've got all the effects bypass. I'm actually going to mute the condenser mic over here so we can just hear the built-in dynamic 57 on this 4x12 V30. Let's hear it. Let's hear a different cab with that. We've got a 4x12 greenback cab. See, I could play around with the mic being on or off axis. I've got a position and distance control over there, and there's several cabinets in here. There's also this HK 2x12, I'm guessing that's a Bogner IR, and like a 4x12 which says VH before it. So I'm guessing that's probably like some kind of PV cab or something like that. What I'm going to do now is load up one of my own free IRs. Check the video description for that one. It's called LT TV Mix 7. Let's pop that in. I think I might have to bring the volume up on this one just to kind of keep it roughly where we had it. And you heard in there, you can really kind of scoop out the mids and use this tight control to get less of that 80s hair metal thing and maybe a little bit more of a modern metal thing going on. We'll revisit that with a different guitar and a drop tuning in just a little bit, but I'm going to go back to my kind of preferred settings over here with this guitar and my own IR. What I'm going to do is maybe add some time-based effects on here, because the real MP1, I really like the chorus on. We can have things like delay and reverb on here. So let's get that chorus dialed in and we'll go from there. I'll jump over to the Wolfgang now, which has far hotter pickups than I've got in that RG. They're also very mid-focused, so we'll just keep rolling with that same tone. I like the chorus and reverb on there. They're kind of subtle in the reverb case, and the chorus can get very syrupy, but the delay is really cool. There's kind of like spatial effect when running it in stereo. Let's keep going. Next up, let's hear the tube clean. Same settings, I've just changed the voicing over here. You can go between tube distortion, tube clean, and solid state clean. So let's start with tube clean and then maybe the solid state clean over here. I will bring in the compressor in just a second on this. Let's go over to the solid state clean mode now. This is probably one of the underrated or secret weapons on the original MP1. One of the overdrive controls converts itself into a compression control on there. So I've turned that up a little bit. I might just turn the amount of reverb up a smidge as well. And we'll just have a listen to this. I will bring the presence and the treble control up too as well, just so we get plenty of sparkle on there. Let's check it out. One of my favorite things about the Real MP1 is that, yeah, it's kind of associated with a very particular era of guitar tones, but it actually gives you the flexibility to sculpt kind of more modern sounding tones. So I've kind of reverted back to the tube distortion. I've got overdrive 1 at 4.2, overdrive 2 at 4.8, bass at 4, mid at -6, treble at 2, presence at 4. Again, they're my kind of go-to settings on the Real unit, and they translate really well on here. What I'm going to do is let you hear this on the PRS in drop C, and I'll play around with this tight filter on here just to show you kind of how, I guess, modern and tight you can get it to sound. Start with it all the way down. It's really kind of thick. I really like that delay on there. It sounds like in stereo, one side is phase reverse, so it's definitely got that kind of whiff of TC2290 about it. I'm going to leave it there. This definitely passes the smell test. It not only kind of gives you the look and layout of an MP1, it sounds like one, which is the most important part, but it gives you tools to further kind of craft and hone that. And, you know, the tight control on these filters on here almost take it from like stock MP1 to something more like my 3-tube modded ADA MP1 without having to get the soldering iron out. The ability to load your own IRs or use the built-in cabinets. There's a little ambient mic in here if you want some room sound, power amp simulation, whole bunch of fun stuff that all the other Nimbrini plugins do and do very well. I think if you like the ADA MP1, you should probably check this out. I know that it's on sale at the moment for like $30-something or $20-something, whatever it works out in US dollars. I'm constantly converting from US to Australian dollars, so don't quote me on that. I'll put a link in the video description. Thank you to all of you for suggesting that I check out this plugin. I really like it. It's great having an MP1 inside of my DAW, and thank you to Nimbrini for providing a free license for this. If you dig it, check it out. If you like what I'm doing, there's a bunch of links in the video description so you can support what I'm doing. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.